Texas, Detroit here. I am with Martina Motley. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty great today. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. Thank you so much for asking. So, for those of you guys uninitiated, Martina is an actress, model, and dancer, which is quite the pedigree for sure. So, Martina, let's go ahead and hop into the interview. Where did you grow up in Detroit?
So I'm actually not from Detroit. I'm from a
Oh,
small,
really?
yeah, I'm from Inkster, a small city right outside Detroit.
Oh, okay.
I was raised here in Inkster with my mom, and then I have what's called a bonus mom because I was raised on the east side with her. So they both had a hand in taking care of me. I spent equal time in both areas, but I'm born in Inkster.
Oh, okay. Inkster represent.
You know.
Nice. Sweet. And what inspired you to pursue an acting career?
I've been dramatic my whole life. My mama,
Yeah.
anybody that know me from a kid up, they'll tell you I always been dramatic. But as I got older, it was just something about being able to tell someone else's story for them that just kind of stuck with me. And then like being able to be technically I could be any career in a sense because as an actress you play different roles, you wear different hats, you experience different lives in each of your characters. So I could be like everything at once.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And speaking on your acting, career and your roots, what was your first acting gig, and how did that come about?
My first, ooh. So I would say like my first, like my original first would be high school, doing plays and stuff in high school. But when the first time I broke into the industry, it was, I want to say it was Dear Future Husband.
Mm,
I had been doing PA work and production, like as a production assistant. I had been doing production assistant work for a while. And I got, into acting, and then that's how I got into it, and that's how I met a lot of the directors. And the director asked me to come on for a small role in Dear Future Husband as a barista. I had like two lines,
yeah,
but that was like everything to me at the time, and I just
no doubt.
loved it.
Love it. Love it. And I'm curious as well, did you have to like take any classes to kind of break into acting, or did it come naturally?
So it always came naturally to me. It was always something that I was really good at, but I went to Wayne State to like enhance my career as an actress and get deeper into acting. That's what my degree is in from Wayne State, and then I
Yeah.
just jumped. And then once I got out of like college, I kind of just jumped into different acting classes in the city. So like I've done the Moolah Films Actors Association. I've done King Wesley's acting classes, Kamal Smith's acting class. Um, I've done a lot of different acting classes just to hone in on different skills.
Right, I like that. And what do you feel like you've kind of pulled in the most from these acting classes and kind of blended it into your own, natural cadence with it?
For me, the biggest thing is making it natural. Like
Yeah.
everybody can't sound natural when they're acting. So there's a lot of times when you listen to people acting, it's cringy and it's like it sounds like they're reading it right off the paper or it sounds
Yes.
so not believable. But no, that's what like so one thing that I've every class has really taught me is make it as realistic as possible. Make the words sound like they come from you, even if they don't come from
Right.
you as a person, and your character is the complete opposite of you. You still have to sound natural. The character has to. You have to sound like you feel what you're saying.
No doubt. And I love how you say that because, you see, especially in the student realm, right? So many people overact, underact, and not to mention, like, even really big, awesome films, the writing can lack too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like, really good actors sometimes take on bad projects, and you're like, oh,
Oh my gosh.
this sucks.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in that position where you're like, I'm not doing this type of role or anything like that?
Yeah, so actually one of the very first projects I started, I actually didn't finish it because I just felt unsafe on the set.
Oh my gosh.
So like like it was in an instance where and I'm usually good. I'm usually one of those people that
Yeah.
can hold my I grew up with all brothers. So I'm like, I can hold my own. I'm not worried about nothing. But in this case, it was a very unsafe situation for me. And so
Sure.
like the movie it wasn't a movie that was worth me risking my safety. So
I
I was
agree.
like, "Oh, well, I'm just exit out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna decline
Yeah.
this.
Right. And I'd love, I don't know if there's any movie worth your safety. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. Well, some
yeah.
action movies are.
That's fair. That's fair. I
Right.
guess different types.
I do an action movie, and if I knew that doing the stunt could like cost me like a couple injuries or something, I'd probably still do it.
That's fair. I'm Chinese, so that's kind of how all like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee. That's kind of like our roots. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
can definitely see what you're saying there for sure. And how do you feel like? Do you feel like your Inkster Detroit roots, because you went to Wayne? Do you feel like that has impacted like your acting style or your selection for projects?
Acting style, yes. Selection for projects, no. So acting style, because like, well, for the most part, a lot of people say I talk very proper. So
Sure.
of course, I don't ever want to give off when I have to play roles where my character has to be ghetto. I don't want her to be like super super. I don't want people to be like, oh, yeah, she's ghetto, so you have to be ghetto. So now you have to be the and this and that, and I have to change the way I talk. Like you can be proper and still be ghetto. Like your
Yeah.
language doesn't define who you are as a per like who the character can be.
Sure.
So I definitely take that, but I also do take from the people who I've grown up with on both sides, in Inkster and in Detroit, and just I've taken from them too, and how they act, and how when it
Yep.
comes to being ghetto, like it's like, okay, well, what's your mannerisms? Well, what's something that you would do that I wouldn't do necessarily because you consider yourself a ghetto girl? So what's something that you would do? How would you act? How would you react to a situation versus how I would react to a situation?
Sure. It's almost like, I mean, from your perspective, it's like method acting, like literally getting like very involved into, that character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And to you, which project do you feel like has impacted your career the most? And why do you think so?
Oh, it's a toss up right now. So because right now I have like three projects in the running for that role. So I
Okay.
think the role that took me there was Dance with the Devil. I played a character named Mika. She had this girlfriend named Rip, and they went and robbed this old man with her little brother. Like
Okay.
it was crazy, but it was different for me because everyone's used to seeing me like this. They're not used to seeing me holding a gun or robbing nobody. Like they saw a different side of me, and they saw that I could go there. Um,
Yeah.
it's that one, and then it's another one called Thirsty for Light, and it's
Yep.
because my character is the complete opposite of my character in as Mika in Dance with the Devil. So like you see in Dance with the Devil, you see me as this stick up girl. I'm chasing hood dreams,
Yeah.
and then you switch it over and you see like, oh, she's this soft sweet girl that doesn't need likes for validation. She's a hard worker. She's just trying to build her career and find love, and she do a couple little shiesty things in there, but it's
Yeah.
all like if you see in the movies, like you will understand why she did the things that she did. And then the last one would be my character Blake in a TV series called Us. That one
Okay.
is my most recent project. It just came out on Tubi, and everyone is loving my character Blake. They are eating her up. She's a girl's girl. She's like a very much so support my best friends and whatever they do, look out, tell it how it is type of person. So like you see three different sides of me, but everyone who's seen these different projects, they say it's hard to choose one because they just love all the different characters that I play and how I bring something different to each character.
That's awesome. And that kind of brings me into my follow up. I mean, do you have a preference? Like, some people kind of get typecasted into certain
Mm-hmm.
roles. Like The Rock, right? He's always kind of playing very similar roles that he does well at.
Yeah.
Whereas other guys, like maybe like a Johnny Depp, can kind of play a whole host of different roles. Do you have a preference for what you do?
Okay, so I think the best way, I don't have a preference per se because I want to try everything. Like I want to be a killer in a horror movie. I want to be in
Yeah,
a movie trying to save somebody. Like I want to tuck and roll. I want to be a preppy cheerleader. I want to give everything. Like I want to give every type of role a try. But I feel like recently, like what I've been becoming known for is like the loud, stand out, the I'm the ride or die, I'm the best friend, I'm the girl that's not gonna take nothing from nobody, like stand up for
yeah,
myself and speak up for the whole room type of deal. So that has kind of been a lane that I've been pushed into in a sense. But I mean, I love that. I love those roles too. So I'm not mad about them because I can give you the same girl. I can give you the same, like you could give me the tell me the same role in three different movies, and I guarantee you I can give each one a different feel. So they don't all seem
yep.
like the same girl every time I play her.
No, that makes total sense. That's awesome. And what to you are the biggest pros and cons of being an actress, and why?
Um. Okay, so the pros for me is just the inspiration that I give to people. So there's so many people from like Easter that I know. A lot of my friends growing up, they're just like you from where we from, and you doing something that we like people would never even have dreamed of. Like
Yeah,
to have wanted to do this since I was a kid. To be as a kid, like I want to be a dancer, I want to be an actress, I'm going to be in movies, and to continue and to actually be able to do that now as an adult, it's inspiring to a lot of people because I just kept going. I never gave up, and a lot of people aspire. A lot of people want to be like that. Um, but I would say the cons. My biggest con is my schedule and not having
yeah,
time for really family or dating or friends. Like a lot of my friends will say that they feel like I put them on the back burner sometimes, and it's not that I do. It's just work. For me, it's always about like working. It's always about like I'm chasing two different careers at the same time. So
yep,
if I'm not acting, I'm dancing. If I'm not at the studio training, I'm learning lines, or I'm prepping for my next movie, or and then I do production on the side. And so like doing all that I do, sometimes it just gets hard to like make time for family. And then dating is just like not even a thing for real because people say they can handle dating a girl in the industry until I got bookings every other night, until I got to be on set early in the morning, so I can't hang out all night, or I'm in another script, so I'm studying that, or you see or and the sex scenes.
yeah. That was gonna be my question,
Yes,
right?
thankfully I haven't gotten into that part yet. Like, I don't think I ever will really go down the sex scenes route, but that's always like a big worry. Like, I've had to kiss someone in a movie, and they're like,
Yep.
"You really put your mouth on somebody?" Or like, I did a scene where it looked like I was, giving, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.
and it's like the dude that I was dating is like, you really did that on camera, and I'm like, well, you don't see anything. Like all you see is my head bobbing up and down. I'm not doing anything, but it's
Yeah.
just the look that it gives and how it made him feel. So it's really hard to date in the industry because it's hard for me to find time and to reassure you that I'm not out here messing around or doing nothing. And every time you hear about me or see me, I'm doing something that you don't really approve of, but you're trying to be supportive of my career. It's just too much.
Yeah, I hear ya. But it's all the sacrifice, and I know it's paying off for you. So
Yeah, I
that's
love
great.
it.
Do you have any advice for anyone who is trying to enter the acting space?
Um, the first thing I tell people is to make sure that you really want this, because a lot of people say they want to be an actor until you have to be on set for long hours, or until you're an extra in a project and you have to sit there for 3 hours until we get to your scenes, or it's stuff like that. So you have to make sure that you really want this. Then take classes. Take classes, go to auditions, network. You can never know too many people in this industry. It's always somebody who is doing what you want to do. So you
Yep.
could always make those connections because you never know how far one connection is gonna take you. I've had like maybe two or three connections that have gotten me this, as far as I've gotten, and they're solid people that I wouldn't have met if I hadn't gone to my first class.
That's great. I'm curious, because this is All Access Detroit. How is there any way you could kind of compare the Detroit scene for like the whole film scene compared to
Hmm.
something like a L.A. or New York, Chicago? Um, are there any like pros and cons to being in Detroit?
Um, so right now Detroit is the spot to be. Honestly, it's so many actors coming from different cities. I've met actors from all over that are coming here to work. I've met actresses from New Orleans that are coming here to work. The actors from Atlanta who are coming up
Yep.
here to work. A lot of people from like a lot of those different cities and areas. Detroit is a breakout industry for film right now. We have so many of the top directors right now, like that are killing the game here in the city. They're casting from here. They're filming here. You have the Lisa Browns with Dirty D. You have the Kamal Smiths. You have the Joe Brown. Oh, yeah, the Joe Smith. Sorry. You have the Joe Smiths who did Dance with the Devil. You have the Janaeas and Rockies and the Moolah Films. Like you have all the directors of the shows that people watch here. So your best bet for breaking into the industry would be here. As far as like, I haven't really been to like a major film set yet. I'm hoping it's coming this year. So,
Let's go.
but I will say, independent film is killing the game right now, and so that's the one thing I do love about Detroit. Our independent film industry is a force to be reckoned with.
I love it. I love it. And yeah, it's been booming. And it seems like anyone who wants to like properly invest in Detroit or become any kind of entertainer, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
G-Mac Cash, like the rapper, like
Love
he's
Max.
obsessed with doing those, Tubi films and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, he's a marketing genius. He knows he's a man who knows how to build a career for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Could you walk us through, just for people who are uninitiated, could you walk us through like the casting process towards, getting onto one of these independent films?
So most times, most of them do casting calls.
Yep.
So, you would either a lot of them will have you register ahead of time, which is a form of like an application, submit a headshot, a resume, and then if you fit an image that they're looking for, then they'll ask you to come to an audition. Sometimes they'll do open calls where you pretty much you just show up and you audition. You show up, you get a script once you're there, and it's called a cold read where you may have the script for from the time you get there till you go in the room. So sometimes that's an hour, sometimes that's 2 hours.
Yep.
I've been at open calls where I sat there for 3, 4 hours just to get seen by a director, but I've used that time wisely to learn this script, to perfect this character, to embody this little scene they've given me, and to network with the people in the audition with me. Um, Once you're in that room, now me, I still get nervous. I don't know what it is about auditioning. It just makes my nerves like flutter. Like I get bubbles in my stomach. Oh my gosh, it's the I ain't gonna say it's the worst because I do really well, but my
Yeah.
nerves just get the best of me. So like you're in the room, it could be a number of directors there or casting people there, and you're giving those lines. And that's if you're doing a cold read, that's pretty much that. If you're doing some directors will let you do what's called a monologue, and it's like a 1 minute scene, you by yourself. You've created the scene or you've taken the scene, you've looked it up online and you've taken the scene from somewhere offline and made it your own. And you just go in, you do your thing. They say thank you. They'll let you know if you made it or not. If you made it, you'll hear back from them within a certain amount of time. And boom, you out of there.
Love it. And I know you also dance and model as well.
Hmm.
Could you tell me about like your careers in those, and maybe how seriously you're taking them in regards to your bloomin' acting career as well?
So dance is like Dance has always been first love. Like dance was passion. For a very long time. I was never studio taught. I didn't learn technical dance until I was almost, I want to say 24, 25. And now I took my first ballet class at like 24, 25 years old. So it was just something that I picked up along the way, but it was something that I was good at. I was dance captain in high school. I got a scholarship at Wayne State for African dance. So even while I was studying theater, I was always dancing. In high school, I was doing plays and dancing. Dance and acting have kind of always gone hand in hand for me.
Yep.
So it's like I could never choose between the two, which one I wanted to do more. I said I would just do them both until I couldn't do them and see which one takes off. And at first, dance was the takeoff. Like dance was like I was booked with dance going crazy. And then somewhere along the way, it just it wasn't fun to me no more. And around the time that dance stopped being fun is around the time that acting picked up. And I didn't have time to dance no more because even though now it's a hobby and acting is a career, now I'm always booked for a film project. So I really don't have time to head to a dance rehearsal. I still make a little time here and there and I dance heavily within my church. But besides that, dance is kind of taking a back seat to acting. But it's going to come back. I'm going to always circle back around. One thing I'm going to do is always come back to dance. Anytime I'm not acting, I'm dancing. And I've been on a bunch of different stages at this point. I performed at LCA. I performed at the music hall. Like I've been blessed to dance in a lot of places that in the city. I've been blessed to dance a lot of places and perform at a lot of events. Even now, I still perform at a lot of events. But it's kind of, if I had to pick one at this moment, acting just kind of pushed its way to the forefront and make room for it. And modeling, I love modeling, but I'm short. I'm like 5'1". So like growing up, it was never like runway was an option because you're so small. So like I could do print. Of course, I love getting in front of a camera, and modeling just kind of comes hand in hand with acting and dance. You're always gonna have a photo shoot. You're always gonna have to be on like you're gonna have to take some pictures. You're gonna have to go out and get the press and do the content. So modeling just was the thing that came along with dancing and acting.
Nice, that's awesome. And do you have any projects in the future that you'd like to promote real quick?
Yeah, so I have I think it would be my third lead at this point, called 30 Day Rule, coming out this fall. Hopefully it'll be here sooner than that. We hoping for a sooner release date, but right now we're looking at the fall. Of course, check out Us, Season 1, Season 2. The last 2 episodes of Season 1 and Season 2 are going to be coming soon. Of course, make sure you check out Dirty D Season 3, which is now on Peacock. Well, not right now, but it's coming to Peacock now. So when you're able to stream it, you'll be able to stream it from Peacock instead of Tubi. What else do I have coming up? That's pretty much it for coming up as of right now. Everything else that I've done is pretty much already out. Oh, no. Yeah, everything else that I've done is already out right now.
That's sweet. Do you have a dream franchise or project that you'd like to be on? And it could be like totally anything.
So I know we in Detroit, but I want to be on the show The Chi. Like, I don't know what it is about that show, but I just love that show so much. I want to be on The Chi. If I could have like a dream, it would be The Chi or it would be P Valley, because I can get up there. Like, I can get up there and do some things too. So it would be so cool to be on a show like that where like, cause to me, the pole is another form of dance. It's art. So it was so cool to see them move their bodies like that, and to know that I could do something like that and be able to act too. I would do it. But really, I do want to kind of start. I wish, like, if they do ever were to do a Step Up again, like when they had the series Step Up High Water, it was on YouTube. I wanted to be on that series so bad. It was just, I was like, I need to be a dancer and an actor at the same time.
Right. For you as a whole, for your whole career, would you say that you have any significant inspirations, and who are they and why?
Significant. Like people that I know, or like so.
Either one, or you could do both.
Okay, so starting with like celebrities, of course. I grew up on Tyler Perry, so
Mm.
Tyler Perry has always been a big inspiration to me because I grew up on those plays, and I grew up like I couldn't sing for nothing, but to see a man build his career like that and to see it grow into what it is today, it's very inspiring. Of course, I love Taraji P Henson, Viola. I love the black ladies of the industry. They consistently inspire me. Of course, Raven Simone because I grew up on that. So Raven,
Love it.
um, like the Kiki Palmer when she had her show True Jackson VP. Like those types of shows were always the shows that inspired me, and those women were the women who inspired me as far as my acting goes. And then there's like the people, my closest circle of people. They always inspire me. My best friends are dancers, and they've always pushed me to continue with dance. Like I don't even think I would have made it as far as I did as a dancer if it weren't for them consistently pushing me to be a better dancer. And for the time that they were here, because they live in Atlanta now, it was always like we are a team. Like we're individuals, but we're also a team. So you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you weak, we weak, and we ain't weak. So step it up, pick it up, and just a constant push, the constant support. My family, of course, my mom, she's my number one, my everything. She always is inspiring me to. She's like my biggest fan, for real, for real. Always inspiring me to keep going and push the
Love it.
limits, and just holding me down. Yeah.
Awesome. And we're getting pretty close to wrapping up the interview now. Where can viewers find you on social media?
Okay, so all of my social medias on every platform are pretty much the same. Oh, I lied about two other inspirations, but I'm gonna get to them in a second.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as my social medias go, they're all pretty much the same. Martina Motley. So my Instagram is martina.motley underscore. My Facebook is my name. YouTube is coming soon, and my YouTube is gonna be called Marty Central, Marti Central. Um, my Twitter, I don't really get on Twitter like that, so y'all probably ain't gonna
Yeah,
y'all
we
can
don't need
find
it. We
me.
don't. It's okay.
I'm like
It's okay.
y'all can find me, but I'm never gonna post on there. It's the same with Threads. Like the apps like that, they don't do nothing for me for real. So
Yep.
I can never stay on long enough or make tweets consistent enough to even be popping. Oh, and my TikTok. My TikTok is Martina Motley underscore. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Martina, if you got any kind of final positive message to leave the viewer with.
Yeah. Um, a positive message. Of course, do not give up. Don't give up at all. Every time you think you're at the end, push a little bit further, and I promise you, you're gonna get where you're going. And then for me personally, everything is on God's timing. You gotta be patient. You have to be patient and wait on the Lord. You trying to do it by yourself, it ain't gonna work.
I love it. Well, guys, all access Detroit. We got the best. Martina, I can only wish you the most success for your acting career. I know the dancing career is a little bit on the back burner while you're, swamped with
Well,
acting.
I still
But
dance.
yeah,
I'm still
but
booking dance gigs now.
yeah, right. But I'm talking like your main thing. You know what I'm
Oh yes.
saying? Yeah, but if you want it to be your main thing again, I know you'd be very successful with it too. Same with the modeling. So
Thank you.
thanks everyone so much for watching, and for more interviews, check us all out. All Access Detroit. Peace, everybody.